Hi, I'm Bill Wake from Industrial Logic. I created the INVEST model for user stories. INVEST is an acronym to remind us of the attributes of a good user story. INVEST stands for independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, small, and testable. I is for independent. Suppose the picture in the middle represents behavior and the colored rectangles represent stories. We like stories to be independent of each other, covering the functionality completely with no overlap. We'd like to be able to implement them in any order. The worst kind of dependency is shown here. Functionality is divided inconsistently, redundant in some areas, missing in others. Sometimes stories have order dependencies, where one story must precede another. As long as they can be independently understood, it doesn't create much problem. When it gets in the way, we can usually find a way to break this type of dependency. Another type of dependency isn't so bad, when stories are strictly contained within each other, so implementing all the sub-stories gives the complete feature. For example, the large story author sends email message might have a sub-story author sends a copy to themselves. When sub-stories are involved, we just have to be consistent about what level we're talking about. N is for negotiable and negotiated. Stories are not perfect spheres rolling down from the heads of analysts to the hands of developers. Rather, a team co-creates the meaning of the story through ongoing conversation. By working iteratively and adjusting stories to reflect constraints, the team can converge on a cost-effective solution. V is for valuable. We implement stories because a purchaser or user benefits. It helps to be clear who benefits and how. Valuable is also a reminder to avoid so-called technical stories, things developers want to do that are only indirectly connected with what users want. Technical stories make it hard for customers to make good priority decisions. E is for estimable, meaning able to be estimated. Different teams have different understandings of what makes a good estimate. Teams might use hours, story points, t-shirt sizes, or other scales. The important thing is that the team has a common understanding of the relative size and complexity of the stories, so they can make reasonable trade-offs when planning. S is for small. Small means small relative to its purpose. A story that is months away might represent weeks or months of work. For stories that are being implemented soon, a good story might be days of work, bite-sized. Small is also a reminder we can split stories to pull out the most urgent and valuable parts. Finally, T is for testable. We want stories we can test to tell us if they're done. Even if the tests are not completely ready when a story is selected, we want the story to be defined and understood well enough that completing the tests won't change the scope of the story. There you have it. Good stories are independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, small, and testable. Are you new to user stories or want to learn more? Do you have trouble composing the right stories for your project? If so, consider our e-learning album, Composing User Stories. It explores the attributes of great stories, gives you practice writing real stories, shows you effective ways to split stories, and more. Go to industriallogic.com/shop to see all our offerings. Thanks.